quick rundown, you guys. So we're reviewing a court hearing where there was already an issued judgment way back. So now they're back in court, and it was revealed that the tenant hadn't really made any effort, allegedly, as far as getting the balance paid. So offering a lot of excuses. And basically the judge asked, okay, what do you have to put on it now? They said they have nothing. So the judge had to rain down some harsh consequences. So let's just go ahead and get right into it.
I guess what you're saying. But if you tried to reach out and nobody would take your money, that would mean you'd have the money.
Mm-hmm. So
okay, so how much money do you have now?
Nothing.
Ms. Stoneberger, can you hear me now?
I can, yes, sir. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
It's a termination case for a couple of different reasons. Number one, damage caused by the tenant to the landlord's properties. Flood, in particular, causing ceiling to collapse due to basically appears to be a drunken, unauthorized person in the unit leaving a shower on for 45 minutes to an hour until the unit flooded down into the lower unit, ruining the ceiling and so on. That would be step one. Step two is the tenant has at least two unauthorized occupants in the unit with her. The lease is for one person. She's got two working there. We're asking to have the lease terminated. Going around with her. She's not cooperating. Have the lease terminated. We're not asking for money judgment. We're asking for judgment.
Ma'am, your position on this?
Yes, sir. I was advised by for Divine H on legal services. I'm going through legal services and everything because of the time change. She was asking me because of the heat situation that we have with my landlord. I've kept a lot of documentation. So I haven't had heat basically since November. He advised me to go buy a space heater, which heat is in my lease. And then he also stopped the Wi-Fi over 3 months ago also, Your Honor. And he also stopped the water on me about a month and a half ago, Your Honor. So I'm asking if by any chance we can get a trial date so we can do with all the evidence too, Your Honor.
Oh, yeah, looks like we'll do that.
Thank you.
All right. Ma'am, you need to file a written answer with the court. You need to file that by, I don't need much time on it, by April 4th.
Okay.
You need to send a copy to plaintiff's attorney.
Yes, sir.
On that.
Yes, sir.
And then I will set a non-jury trial in this matter for April 8th.
Okay, sir.
2025 at 9 a.m.
I did your escrow last time.
Yep, thank you, sir.
That's for escrow viewer.
That's at 9 a.m. Ma'am, how much is your monthly rent?
My monthly rent is $1,100.
All right. I reserved escrow from the last hearing. I can't order it at that point. Here's what I'm going to do. You need to deposit $1,100 escrow beginning April 1st.
Yes, sir. That's when rent is due. Am I correct?
Yes. Rent is due on the 1st. You need to deposit that with the court.
With the court?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, y'all. So it looks like that was unrelated to the one that we're looking at. So quick little prelim before the main event. But like I said, y'all, it should be good. You saw in the little clip at the beginning, it referred when he asked her, okay, how much do you have today? Because you said that you've been trying to make payments, but they haven't been accepting your money. So I hope you didn't just go and spend that money off somewhere else. You should have kept it separate because you know you still owe it, regardless if they were accepting it or not. It should be somewhere. So where is it now? So it looks like that's ultimately what we're going to get to, which that should be good. And I'm curious to hear what her answer to that question is going to be. But yeah, let's get right into it. We whet our appetite, and now it's time to get right into the main festivities of things.
We'll see you April 8th, 9 a.m.
Thank you, sir.
Court calls the case of Arbor Woods versus Jennifer Watson.
Brianna Kingsley for the plaintiff.
Jennifer Watson?
Yes.
All right. Ms. Watson, this is plaintiff's motion for an issuance of an order of eviction. In your case, what do you have to say to that, man?
Yes. A lot's been going on since October. I have no issue whatsoever with what I owe. That's not the problem. It's more so me reaching out continuously, calling, emails coming to the office, and nobody responded to me, giving me answers or anything. What happened was I came in to pay my rent October, and I was typically paying partial payment. I found out that day that you can't do partial payment, and I was confused about. So to make a very long story short, it just became a snowball effect. I was out of work, FMLA, due to injury. It just kept piling up. I was trying to contact the office to let them know what's going on, if I could put money down that I was saving towards rent, and nobody would respond to me for months. I left voicemails, I have emails, I have proof where they told me I could make partial payments, and it
Ma'am,
changed. So I was kind of out of the loop.
have you paid anything on this judgment from October?
No, because they don't take any partial payments. So I couldn't, every time I was trying to make a payment, the late fees would come in. It just kept becoming a snowball effect, and I couldn't pay anything. So they wouldn't take anything. So I didn't know what to do whatsoever. So it's gotten to this point, unfortunately. So I
Counsel,
don't know what to do. I've been trying to communicate with
how much is owing on her account?
Balance due as of today's date is $10,829.14.
And ma'am, do you have that?
No, I've been trying to reach out for months. Nobody returns calls. It's been different people, management. I just didn't know what to do.
Ma'am, I guess what you're saying. But if you tried to reach out and nobody would take your money, that would mean you'd have the money.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have the money.
No, because it kept going higher and higher. So they take the full amount. They don't take any partial payment. So
okay, so how much money do you have now?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me?
Well, all right. Anything else you want to tell me?
No, just I don't know what to do. I'm just trying to figure out what the next step is. Like I said,
you're gonna have to vacate the premises.
Yo, that's insane. So we knew that that moment was gonna come, but we didn't have all that context behind it. $11,000, and you're trying to pay partial payments on $11,000, and you put nothing on it. Who wants to bet if somebody owed her $11,000, if she wouldn't act a fool about that? Possibly, let's be honest, someone would get hurt, injured, bodily, or maybe even worse, right? Over $11,000 if it was her $11,000. But more importantly, I caught when she said one of the reasons as far as she had to go on FMLA leave for work. If I'm not mistaken, when you go on FMLA leave, those type of leaves, you still get paid. That's the reason that you actually went on that leave. So that didn't make any sense in my opinion. But most importantly, she gave every excuse of why she couldn't pay the money. Whether she's trying to change and move the goalposts from why you haven't paid the money to disputing whether or not they told her that she could pay partial payments and then all of a sudden they wouldn't accept partial payments. That's well, if that's the case, how about you just keep your partial payments and once it builds up to the amount that you owe, then you pay it all at once. But it doesn't seem like she ever tried to go that route.
Okay, how much time do I have?
You haven't paid off the judgment. You don't have the current rent. There's not a whole lot I can do.
Yeah, I never received any letters or anything. So I just was reached out to a month ago. So I've been, like I said, I've been trying to contact the office. I came into the office. They told me a lawyer reached out to me. That never happened. So I'm lost. I don't know what to do. So how much time do I have so I can find somewhere for me and my children? I don't know what else to do. I'm just distraught. I've been like this for a while, and I'm just trying to stay strong. So I just want to know what I need to do legally so I can make sure I'm doing the right thing. And I will pay the money. I know I owe that money. I don't know what to do. Nobody's talking to me. Everybody's avoiding me until recently, a month ago.
The motion to issue the writ is granted, and I've signed that. And ma'am, the best thing that I can tell you is that you'll be on borrowed time. However, I've also signed the writ of restitution or the order of eviction. So really, you'll have 72 hours from the time that it's posted.
Okay, so 72 hours to
from the time that it gets posted. So if it gets posted Monday, you've got till Thursday.
How would I know where it's posted so I make sure?
Oh, you just look at your front door.
Okay. So I can't ask for any extra time to try to find somewhere or
something? You can ask the landlord for extra time, but at the point that I'm at now, this was a judgment from October.
Yes, I understand that.
And you're telling me you have none of the funds. There's nothing I can do. You owe over $10,000, almost 11.
I understand.
Okay? I'm sorry. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Court calls case of Glencoe Hills versus Isaiah Little.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
So I really just want to end it there, y'all. But I'm not a gambling man. But who wants to bet that they'll ever get that $11,000 if she can help it? You know, honestly, she seemed like she was being very fake, in my opinion. And she even used the word, I'm distraught, right? You're using the vocabulary, but you don't look very distraught to me. I think the person that you owe that money is probably very distraught. And, it's insane. And we move off the fact that you owe these people the money. And now, not only do you owe these people the money, but then you still made it about you as far as, well, what am I going to do in order to make sure that I have enough ample time to be able to move because I have my kids, et cetera, et cetera. So even in this situation where you're the violator and not the victim, you still made yourself the victim and then have the nerve to then try to go and solicit help from the person that you've actually victimized. I think that's insane. I think that is wild. And I think it also shows your character. To then try to go and seek help from the person that you've actually violated, you know, and you're mentioning all these partial payments, but yet you've had the partial point payments, but you didn't set it aside. You decided to spend it once they wouldn't take it, knowing that you still owe and knowing that you were still living in the property. Notice, y'all, she didn't say anything as far as, oh, because sometimes what they'll say is, my stove didn't work, or the air conditioner was blown out, right? Or they didn't change the locks as a way to say maintenance wasn't doing what they're supposed to do. So I didn't feel obligated to have to pay because everything wasn't up to par as it should be. That apparently the residents were just fine to live in. Your main thing is that they didn't want to take partial payments. Well, they don't, that's not normal. At the end of the day, on the first of the month, you owe the full payment. That's how it works. That's how it works with everything else. The only difference is if you didn't pay your car on the first of the month, it would get repoed. But the only difference is you probably live in a state that has to operate very slowly and has a slow process as far as repossessing your home. So, what I believe and what I feel is that you're taking advantage of that, and I don't think that's right. And, you know, I think for one, just for a learning lesson, it feels good when you just put an extra $11,000 in your pocket, right? And you've been living for free. But what's going to come on the back end, especially for my young people out there, is for one, it's going to be hard to find another place because they do have you in a system somewhere. Not only is it going to reflect on your credit, but there's like a rental system, especially if she's with a apartment complex, where they can flag you in there and it'll show to other apartment complexes. And then two, you're gonna have to uproot in 72 hours. And with that thing that I just mentioned behind it, it's gonna be much harder for you to actually find another location. So I wouldn't be surprised if she has a family member that she could probably go stay with, and she's got some money tucked away, and she can just pay them what she should have been paying her apartments to begin with. But yeah, I don't think she's too concerned. Um, she won. She got over. And it's going to be very difficult to try to collect that money back. But it's going to be on her record, so whatever that goes for. But yeah, we'll leave it there. Like the video, also subscribe if you want to join the Limitless Legion. Cash app link below if you want to tip the channel, and also feel free to join the Patreon as well, where I do post exclusive self improvement content that's not on YouTube. But until then, I'll catch you guys in the next video.